Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Good Wednesday evening. Tonight is Wednesday, February the 9th, 2022. And welcome to another amazing episode of Dialogues with Doc. Thank you guys so much for joining with me and rocking with me for yet another Wednesday evening. Just have another amazing dialogue with another amazing guest about a great topic. Listen, I hope that you all have had an amazing day. Hope your day is going well thus far. Hope that you are still keeping yourself and your family safe. Hope that you are still practicing social distancing, washing your hands, wearing your mask, and all of that good stuff as we continue to maneuver through this pandemic. Thankfully, we are on an uptick of it, meaning on the upside of it, and things are getting a little bit better. And I think the winter storms last week may have helped clear out some of this stuff as well. So grateful to be with you guys once again, this Wednesday evening. I am so excited about tonight's topic. So excited about tonight's topic. So excited about tonight's guest. And I'm just so excited to be with you guys once again on another awesome Wednesday evening. Listen, you guys know how I always operate on this show. If you are watching, I want to know where you are watching from. If you're watching the show right now live, go ahead and type in the chat, type in the comments where you are watching from so I can shout you out and just say thank you. If you are a repeat watcher, thank you. If this is your first time watching, I appreciate you. If this is your, you just happen to be scamming through, scrolling through Facebook and came across this show, thank you for tuning in to just my weekly platform on a host of different topics. So if you're watching, let me know where you are watching from on this evening. Mary, oh my God, Mary, you're in the building, and I just left Dallas. This is my sister, Mary. I just left Dallas. I came in for a funeral, so I literally was in and out. But yes, I was there this weekend. I would have loved to see you, sis. I'm so sorry. I'll let you know next time when I come. Hopefully your number's still the same, and I'm going to text you. Hope all is well with you down there as you enjoy this new chapter of your life as well. But yeah, tonight, if you're watching, let me know where you are watching from. I want to shout you out. You guys know the house rules. If this is your first time watching, the house rules are simple. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like the page, like the broadcast. If you're watching the show, feel free to comment. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those questions in the chat as well. My guests would love to tune in with you and time in with you. And then just share the wealth of information as well. And if you can, share the broadcast. And if you're on the YouTube channel, please subscribe as I get my viewers up as well. Yes, next time we are linking, I'm texting you when I get off the show, Mary, from my new number. Lindsay's in the building as well. So yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. The house rules are that simple. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Get more information out to whoever is watching the show that may not be watching it now, but they may be watching it in the future. Also, tonight's show is sponsored by the Dialogues with Doc podcast. Tonight, I just uploaded 2 more episodes of the podcast. So if you're not aware, I do this show live every week, but I did have some people tell me, Green, I want to support you, but I don't have time to watch the show. So I did the audio version of it. So it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on Spotify, it's on Anchor. I'm trying to do the thing, y'all. I want to get this content out as much as I can and everywhere that I can. So check out the live audio version of the show. I just uploaded one of my most hot topics from last year, which was the black male sex appeal episode. So I had an amazing panel of brothers on last year talking about black male sex appeal. So that show's been uploaded, as well as the show from last week with Dr. S, the mental health check-in. I just uploaded those 2 episodes to the podcast audio site as well. So they're free. They're there. Go take a listen. If you want to go back and watch old episodes of the Dialogues with Doc show, they're on the YouTube channel as well. So yeah, watch them you can watch them live on the YouTube channel. You can go download the podcast. It's totally up to you. However you want to do it, just jump into the conversation. I would love to hear from you, get your feedback, and just continue to engage with my awesome and amazing guests. So if you've been watching this podcast from the beginning, if you haven't, I started this about 18 months ago now. August of 2020, I've started a platform like this called Dialogues with Doc to talk about a host of different topics. Some of the topics have been parenting in a pandemic. Others have been black male educators. I've done black female educators. I did a show on black foster dads. I did a show on your sexual health. So we had a sexual therapist by the name of Goody Howard on. I've just done a host of different topics since I started this show. And I just want to provide a platform and content where people from all walks of life will be able to jump into the conversation, tune in and just be able to share consistently whatever it is that their heart may be. So I have a bunch of different topics that I pull from all the time. And I try to schedule those things out every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I am excited because this show here that I'm doing tonight is pretty much a part two. I did a show before called Creatives Behind the Scenes. And on this Creatives Behind the Scenes show, what I wanted to do is I wanted to highlight some people who actually who are creatives just like myself, but they actually work behind the scenes. So they work behind the scenes and they do a host of different stuff. So I really had some amazing guests joining me on that episode. On that episode, I believe it was about 8 or 9 months ago. So I had someone who works behind the scenes in the music industry. I had someone that works behind the scenes in the glam scene, and so it was just a great topic that I put out there, and I got some really great feedback about it. However, there was some information that was missing. So I always said when I feel like there's a pool, that I want to go back and pull some more individuals into the show who can provide more awesome and amazing content on a host of different topics. If you're out there watching, please let me know if you can hear me clearly. I want to make sure that you guys are able to hear me and that I'm not giving you Teddy Riley vibes at all. So let me know if you're watching, if you can hear me clearly. I want to make sure that this thing over here is working to its best capacity, because I don't want to give you Teddy Riley on a Wednesday night. So I want to make sure you can hear me clearly and that you can jump to the great conversation that's going to be happening. So as I was saying, okay, thank you, Shania. So I did the show on called Creators Behind the Scenes before, and it was a great show, but I still felt like there was a missing piece. And I feel like my guest tonight is going to bring that missing piece to the conversation because he does a lot and does a lot of great things. And this is like my little brother who I'm so excited to have joining me on tonight. So it's kind of like homecoming. It's like, when you get your little brother, your big brother together, and y'all come together, and it's like, damn, we're going to make this thing pop and make this thing jump. And so I'm excited tonight about my guest. I had the amazing Justin Chinn joining me on tonight's show of Dialogues with Doc, but you guys already know how the show operates. I cannot bring Justin on without bringing him on the right way. So give me a second to set it up, and we'll be right back with my amazing guest. Justin's in the building.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Ain't much. Good to see you too.
Did we plan this?
We didn't, but it worked out.
It worked out. I love it. I love it. Man, it is so good to see you, man. Like
you too. Long time. How long has it been?
Like
2 years?
I want to say
3?
like a year and a half, 2 years, maybe.
Yeah,
We keep up, but I haven't seen you, as my grandmother was, haven't seen you physically lay my eyes on you. But yeah, you're man, you're doing it, man. Come on, Red. We trying on this end. We just they say red is your
Valentine's
power
weekend, and then
Valentine's weekend. They say red is a power color, so I ain't got time for Tommy and Ghost.
It's a lot of power on this screen.
I got time for Tommy and Ghost. We got Justin and Cal. We got power. We in here.
There you go.
So, brother, So when I initially did this show, initially planned the show, you were one of my guests, and you had suffered a great loss. So my condolences to you. My condolences and prayers to you through that. But I got you back, man, and I just feel like you weren't meant to be on that show, but you were meant to be on this one. So that's why we got you. It's all about the stars and the timing lining up, man. So I'm thankful to have you on tonight. This is the Valentine's Day episode. They say, okay, we'll take that. It's gonna be a lot of love and a lot of knowledge shared on tonight. So Justin, man, I'm trying to figure out where to start with you. I'm gonna start here and just jump into it. How did you even get started, man, in this image consulting and stylist arena? How did Jay Chinn even get started, man?
So honestly, growing up, my mom, so I'm a church baby. I always tell people I grew up on a third row. Church is all I know. Sunday to Sunday, I was in church. And so my mom, she would sew her outfits for church every weekend.
Mm.
So every weekend we were at Joanne Fabrics over there in Greenbelt, Beltway Plaza. We would go to Joanne Fabrics early in the morning, first thing that opened. Her and my aunt Lisa, and they would uh, look through pattern books and look through fabric and stuff. And my treat for being a good kid was I get a slice of pizza from Three Brothers and some Italian ice. So that was my weekend every Saturday. And as I'm waiting for them to get ready, I'm sitting over there in the pattern book section and I'm like, oh wow, this is dope. So that sparked it. And then growing up, career day in the school system, they always be
Yeah.
like, what you want to be when you grow up? What you want to be when you grow up? And honestly, it wasn't the cool thing to say you want to be a stylist or a designer for a guy, especially. So I'd be like, oh, I want to be an architect, or I want to whatever, but I hate math. So I was like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. It wasn't until Sean Puff now Diddy he launched Sean John, and I was like, oh, this is so now it's dope to be a male designer. And I was like, I knew what I wanted to be all along, but I just wasn't. It wasn't cool. But I want to be a mogul and stuff like that. So it started like that, and then 2016, I met with a guy. And he was like, dude, you can really allow your passion to make money for you." So
Right.
I was like, okay. So I formed a LLC, and I've been working ever since.
So
Ever
so so
since.
you so you you kind of hid. I'm hiding behind what I really want to do, but I never
Listen,
lost my drive and my
let's
passion.
yeah, like that was it because it wasn't the cool thing to do. So I was just like, yeah, no. But meanwhile, at home, I'm sketching, designing. I got like collections. I have like full collections ready to wear, women, men, boys, girls. I got shoes, you name it. But I was doing that all the while, being like, yeah, no, I want to be an architect.
And Justin, I think that's what really drew me to you to do this show, because I don't know if you remember, but about maybe within the last year, you were sharing like you found your old business card and some old sketches and stuff. And I'm like,
Yeah,
the fact that Justin still has this stuff and it's just
yeah,
a constant reminder of where I've come from. Like, I think he's like, this is my first logo, and I see your logo and stuff. Now
yes,
you're like the evolution of how you just took that small thought, that small mustard seed idea
yeah,
to see it blossom and flourish. Now, man, it's just so dope, man. And people don't
yeah,
understand. You see now where I am, but you don't understand the struggles and work that I put in to get to this point. And,
yeah.
and even with you, I don't even you're not the typical person that does this. So I wanted to ask you this question tonight.
Mm.
How do you define what you do? Because it's not just styling. Like it's not just styling. You do a whole bunch of stuff. So how do you define
Listen,
what Jay Chin does?
Jay Chinn is a man of many entities. Like I do graphic design, fashion design, wardrobe styling, personal shopping, event planning. I do a lot. So I just call myself a mogul because that's what I do.
Exactly.
But for the fashion aspect, I call myself an image curator where I'm not really taking away from a person, but I'm adding to them. So when I
Mhm.
first start with a client, I'm like, listen, we here to here, we have a one-on-one, and then I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to make you like into the next Beyonce, Jay, like
Mhm.
nothing. I want to get down to know who you are. So that's how I start the foundation of consultations. And then I also like I tell people like, listen, your best accessory is confidence. And so I
Mhm.
have to work like like sometimes people that come to me, their confidence is low, like they just got out of divorce or they've had
Mhm.
a double vasectomy. Like it's crazy, but I've come across a lot of people and it's really ministry at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Um a lot of people they see the glitz and the glam and they're like, oh, because I can put an outfit together, I'm gonna call myself a stylist, but it's more to it than putting an outfit together.
Mhm.
It's literally ministry. Like
Yeah.
we are in the same category as helps. Like you got the drivers, the cooks, the chef. Like we are helping people. So it's not really a glamorous thing, but we make it look
Yeah.
glamorous because we
And,
look good doing it.
and that's one thing I like about yes, y'all, yes, ministry. I like what you said there, because it's really marketplace ministry. It's the
Yeah,
things that we do outside of the four walls that really that really sticks to people and really drives them and encourages them and gives them a sense of hope and a sense of belonging. And I love how I want to go here because since you touched upon it, this is a labor of love for you. This isn't just this isn't just something I'm doing as a fly by night. And I'm gonna take you why, and I'll say why I go here about a labor of love for you. Can we talk about? I don't even know what you called it. I just remember all the ladies in pink. Let's talk about that. Oh God. What is my
All the ladies in pink.
All the ladies in pink, breast cancer. It was something you did
So I did a glam day for breast cancer survivors.
Yes.
Yeah. So I started with like a campaign like, hey, send in your stories for like breast cancer survivors or nominate a cancer survivor. And I got a lot of like nominations and I selected 3. And from my personal pocket, no sponsorships, no nothing, I poured back into these women and they all got 2 outfits apiece, shoes, jewelry. And it was just a day to like pour back into them and make them feel like the queens they really are. Cancer is very hard, and the fact that they survived, I wanted to pour back into them and say, we celebrate you. Like, so I'm actually working on doing something for Mother's Day. Stay on the tune for that flyer to come out. But I'm going to keep it going. I'm gonna make it an annual thing because it was really, really good.
And it's the things like that really allow people to see the other side of it's not just a gig for him. He genuinely cares about what he's doing. This is ministry for him. This is his form of giving back. This is his form of inspiring and pulling others along the way. But I'm gonna throw you a curveball in there because you know how your brother operates. So the curveball is I'm doing this to help everybody because I'm not just an image consultant. I'm a curator on this end. But I want you to tell me about a time when you had to show up regardless of how you felt. Because people look at the creators behind the scenes as just workhorses, but sometimes we don't have it. So tell me about a time when, regardless of how I felt, I still had to show up and do my job and act like everything was going all right in the world with
me. So let's go all the way here. So
let's go.
2020, the pandemic hit, and so I started my business in 2016, and it was going good. You know, I had like nice clientele. 2020 hit, and it's nothing. It's standstill, and I'm like, oh my God, like what is going on? I had to face a lot of things.
Yeah,
I overcame them, and so I had 2 suicide attempts. We're gonna go all out. 2 suicide attempts. 2020. That I overcame. You know, I'm here.
Yeah.
And then I had to realize like I had some work inside of me to accomplish and to manage before I can even go further in my industry, in my career. Because the industry I'm in, I don't know if you watch Project Runway, but they have a saying, one day you're in, the next day you're out. And in the fashion industry, that's true today. Like one day you're in, the next day you're out. And if you put all your eggs in this bucket called the fashion industry, when the phone calls stop coming, when the bookings stop, you are lost because you put all your eggs in that basket. So you have to get to a point where you're okay being not okay, or you're okay being okay by yourself. You're okay when the calls stop coming. You're okay when you don't get the bookings and you're just at a standstill moment. So I had to learn that. And now I'm able to operate fully in my gift and in my calling. So honestly, 21, it was hard the whole year working, but I still had to put all that to the side and push through because it's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. So I got to push past what I feel and just keep going.
Now, brother, I'm going to tell you this. Number one, thank you for sharing. Thank you for feeling comfortable enough to share that, because it's one of those things where you don't, it's like, how far can I go? And by you just there's power in your transparency because you just help somebody. I'm not sure
Yeah.
who it is or who's watching right now, who may be watching later on
Yeah.
this evening or whenever this rebroadcast happens. But your transparency is what's going to help somebody. And just so you know, never forget, Justin, the sacrifice that you made to help others are what has been sustaining you and that continue to sustain you.
Yes.
You always
Yes.
in this industry, you're always sacrificing and giving of yourself. And sometimes when you don't
Yeah.
have when you're at that place, you have nothing to pull from. That's just the continuous sustainment of God with his hand over your life and keeping you encouraging
Absolutely.
and pushing you, man. Because I know for someone working behind the scenes, these last 2.5 years have been a whirlwind. Nothing
Yeah.
nothing that we could have expected at all. And it's now kind of, I'm saying kind of lightly because we never know. Like Project One Way, one day in, one day you're in, one day you're
Yeah.
out with this pandemic,
Yeah.
just and this with life in general. But I thank you for taking the time to share that because, man, there's somebody out there who is working behind the scenes dealing with those same type of things, and I
Yeah.
didn't even want to go in that direction, but thank you for feeling free to go in that vein because you never know how you're helping somebody, man. Because working behind the scenes can be a lot. People focus on the person in
Yeah.
front of the camera or in front of whatever, but it's the real work behind the scenes that people that make it happen.
Yeah. And a lot of times people, as far as creatives, honestly, they don't ask us how we feel. They don't be like, hey, how's your day going? It's automatic. Hey, I have this going up. Can you help me do this? Or hey, I
Yep.
got this. Can you like? And there's no one ever reaching back saying, hey, come here. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want a graphic. I don't want to fly. I don't want nothing. How are you? And
Mm-hmm.
creatives don't get that often. So yeah, it's hard. And people,
It's
like I said, people see the glitz and the glam, and they covet it so bad. And
mm-hmm.
then when they get here, and it's not all it kicked up to be, if it's not your calling, it's easy for you to go on to the next. But when it's your calling, and you like some days you, some days you're not getting paid to do what you want to do. Some days you got to do like you getting pro bono, but it's my purpose, so I will do it for free if I have to. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying you call me and say, "Hey, I
No,
gotta,"
I ain't saying
that's
no.
not
Call me.
that's not. I'm not
I'm just
saying
speaking
that.
from experience. But I need to get my coin.
Right, right. But that's how it is, and sometimes you do have to like start off with just shadowing people. And
Mhm.
can we talk about the when you ask people, hey, can I shadow you, and you get nothing? Like it,
Let's
it's
go there.
it's a lot. It's a lot when you say you got a dope graphic designer or a dope stylist, and you reach out and say, hey, can I just shadow you? I don't want nothing from you. But it's hard when the vets see the newbie as a threat. Then it's like
Right.
I'm not gonna help you replace me because they look at you trying to replace them. But honestly, I just want to glean from you. I just want to learn how to mix and match patterns and prints, and I just want to know how to work a 12-hour shoot. So being a
They
creative
they
is hard.
they
It's
forget
hard.
where they come from. You like they all had to start somewhere. So why not reach back and help bring
Yeah,
someone else up? Because eventually you're gonna want to retire. Eventually you're gonna get to the
yeah,
point where I have all these bookings and I can't do them. So let me call on Justin or call on someone else because
yeah,
I would love to do it. But it's like the barbershop mentality. You go to the barbershop, the barber got too many heads, he got to give his head to somebody to give them a chance.
yeah.
So why not help the newbie or the rookie? Because eventually you were in that same place trying to get on.
Yeah.
I hate that, man. Look, as a
But it's okay because God gave me revelation as to why. He says, I don't want nobody to get the glory for where I'm taking you. So he had me at a season where I got a lot of no's. And I had to be okay with getting no's. So I was just
yeah,
like, but no, sit down, learn patience, sit down, you got some more to do. And this is another thing because when you want something so bad, you're like, oh, I want to be this, I want to be known around the world. And you got people that's like, um, you going off on social media and you doing
yeah,
different things. And God, like, you're not ready. So I had to grow up a little bit because
yeah,
you've seen some of my rants.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's been a learning process, but at the end of the day, like growth is a beautiful thing. In the words of Nene Leakes, growth is a beautiful thing. And listen, Ain't
That's it,
listen, no
Dario.
man
When
can
God
hold
put
me
you there,
down.
no man can remove you. God's gonna get
That's
all the
it.
glory. And it's Justin, you I think what people fail to realize, because I've known you for so long, you were working a full-time job and still doing this on the side. Like
Exhausted.
you were and that's just your professional. Then when you get to your spiritual, you're serving in that vein as well. So, brother, I would see you some days looking like a zombie. Like, look, fly as heck, but looking like a zombie because he's tired, he ain't got no rest. But you did it
Yeah.
without complaining, and that's
Yeah.
what makes you so different from Joe or whomever else, because you had
Yeah.
because you have the grace for it. Like everybody don't have the grace the grace to do what you do. That's what makes you different, man.
You know, I got a service heart, and you know, God wired me different, and I had to realize that, and I don't make no apologies for it.
Mhm.
Um, you know, you get more. What is the saying? You get more bees with honey than you do
You with
anything
vinegar.
else. Like, yeah. So it's okay. I had to learn. Like my generation, we want it quick, we want it fast, but anything that comes quick is not worth having. So, like, I'm learning still to this day that greatness take time,
Yeah.
and y'all just watching this greatness come.
It's coming. Greatness has to be birthed from somewhere. And most times,
Yeah,
it's birthed out of pain and it's birthed out of
yeah,
struggle. But you had to go through
absolutely,
the struggle and the pain to become great. So, brother, you are well on your
absolutely,
way to doing great things.
yes,
And speaking of those
I
great
appreciate it.
things, who are some of the professionals or individuals you've been fortunate enough to work with? You ain't got to tell me if their attitude was bad or nasty. Just who some of these.
So a lot of people I've signed NDAs. I can't say,
Gotcha.
but
Okay.
I've had my fair share of working with a lot of people. And I looked at my even just like everyday folks. I looked at my clientele, and I'm blessed to say I have 100% retention rate.
Mhm.
And the everyday people it's like I'm at 30 clients. As
Mhm.
far as that, I've had work with some celebrities, and listen, it's just the beginning. It's just the
So,
beginning.
so when you talk about these celebrities that you've had a chance to work with, as you continue to grow and build your brand, I want to take you back to the very first time when you worked with someone and they bought an NDA before you. What was your response? Like, what is this? Well, mine was like, what is this? What am I supposed to do with this? Like,
I was just excited for the opportunity, so I just signed
mhm,
it. I
gotcha.
read it and signed it.
Okay. So it wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't like a bad thing. It was just like, okay, I got it.
Mm-mm.
Let me okay. Because
Yeah.
for me, I would have been
So
like,
a, lo-
I'm just
a
trying to
lot
make
of
it happen.
times, you have some celebrities that don't want people to know they have a stylist. So
Gotcha.
you
Okay.
know, you got that. So yeah.
Gotcha. That makes sense. You wouldn't think that, but that's why I have a creative behind the scenes shedding light on things
Mm,
that people don't know about. So when you look at
yeah.
having to work with celebrities who give you NDAs or signing things like that,
Mm,
let's talk about the importance of building and knowing your brand. So when you look at Jay
mm,
Chinn and what Jay Chinn does, Jay Chinn now, even though he's evolving and continuing to grow, has the power to say, you know what, I don't think I want to work with that person, or I don't think that would be
mm.
a good fit for me. So let's talk about how important it is to build up your brand and knowing your brand, so you're able to say no. And sometimes no is a complete sentence.
Yeah. Um, So when I first started, um, so as a kid, I've always dreamed big. I've always had crazy faith. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a billionaire by this age. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna be a household name. But I always looked at. I never started low. I've always compared myself with Chanel, Gucci, Tom Ford, and Fendi. And that's why I don't know if people pay attention. My brand is black and white because all those brands I just named is black and white. So I've set the bar high,
Mhm.
and it's like the pink rabbit I have in front of me. So that's what I'm chasing, and I'm going like that's my goal. So as far as branding, I watch what they do. I do all my branding. I really do everything like by myself.
Yeah.
But I based
Well,
it
man, so
upon where I want to go, and went from and I set the goal and then I'll work backwards so that I can accomplish that goal.
That's how you do it, man. It's like if I'm going to do it, I'm going to learn and glean from the best and
Yeah,
make my best match theirs. Like I'm elevated in this area because of what they're doing. I think I saw a
yeah,
meme one time that said, "I've never seen Rolls Royce worry about what Target is doing," and you're like, that doesn't happen because Rolls Royce is where they are and Target is where they are.
yeah,
Same, completely different lane. So I can't worry about what this competitor is doing or what that person
yeah.
is doing because I'm my own person over here. Let's talk about, okay, as a stylist, image consultant, what are some things that you just have to stay on top of no matter what? These things change every day. So the fashion industry changes. They say fashion repeats itself in cycles and decades. But for you, what are some things you stay on top of every day or stay on top of quite consistently no matter what?
Um, the trends. I gotta stay on top of that.
Mhm.
What's in, what's not. But sometimes I'm a rule breaker. I really don't pay attention to. I'm a rule breaker. I really don't pay attention to rules. I don't believe in the after what don't wear white after Labor Day. I don't believe in not mixing prints and patterns. I'm a rule breaker. My
Mhm.
saying for my company is dare to be bold. So I'm going to help people push the envelope. So I really, even though I should be looking at the trends and stuff, I really don't. You know,
Gotcha.
I look at it and then I'm like, okay,
I look
I'm
at
gonna
it.
go from
Okay,
this.
now I'm gonna.
I'm gonna go this way.
I see it, but I'm going this way because I don't have time to see what's over
Yeah,
there. No,
yeah,
and I love that you say that because people get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of what's hot or what's not, or you should like you shouldn't mix prints. Well, you're like Justin is like, well, I don't do all that. I do my own thing over here, and I keep it popping, and it works for me. It works for my clients. It works for the people that I'm connected with because when they see the outcome, they're like, oh, Justin, I didn't know how that was going to come out, but
yeah.
dang, you really made that pop. Which takes me to this question, which I'm sure you get all the time. In this field, getting people to trust you can be hard. How do you push them so you get your job done? Well,
I don't see this is the thing. Like when I let's go back to what I said earlier. I build relationship, and
mhm,
when an individual knows they can trust you, they're not going to like. They might say, I don't know about that," but I say, "Trust me, have I said
trust
you
me.
wrong before?" And they be like, "No, you're right," and then they put it on. And like, I wouldn't have thought to put this with that, but so it's all about building relationship. At the end of the day, it's like I said, it's more to it than just putting them in an outfit because
Mhm.
if they don't have the confidence in that outfit's gonna wear them, and they're not wearing that. Like they're not, it's just not. It's yeah, it's a disaster. So you got to build relationship. That's important.
And I love how you made the comment earlier that I have to get to know my clients first. I get to know a little bit
Hmm.
more about them. This isn't just a gig for me. Like you said, this is ministry. Let me get to know more
Hmm.
about you. What are some of your likes? Some of the things you don't like. Let me kind of see what some of your gripes, some of your fears may be. So as an image curator, I may be able to pour into you and help you from a different lens and be able to help help you push buttons a little bit so you wouldn't be able to that you probably wouldn't think.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to the breast cancer survivor, glam day. One of the survivors, she had a double mastectomy, and she was like, "I stay away from deep V's." What
Mhm.
did I do? I put her in a deep V with a chunky necklace, and she was like, "Oh my god!" Like it's all about that relationship, and once they feel they can trust you, not just from the outfit, just in general, you're seeing these people unclothed. Like,
Mhm.
it's more like it's once you build that relationship, that's it's pretty much smooth sailing from there.
Mhm. Once it's just like with and you're just like me. We worked in the school sector for years. Once a kid
Hmm.
knows that you care and that you built a relationship with their child, it just takes the
Yeah,
power of the connection even to a higher capacity for you and for them.
hmm,
Once they get to know Mr. Chinn gave me $1 because I didn't have $1 for lunch one day, or Dr. Green,
yeah,
told me have a good day, and I'm gonna come check on you a little bit later just to make sure your day is going good. Same thing with adults. All they want is some attention, and all they need is someone to show that
yeah,
they actually care and that they want to
yeah,
build a consistently strong relationship with them. And like you said, the relationship that you build is what causes them to come back. Not once, just not seeing
Yeah.
you have people come back 3, 4, and 5, 8 times over because of the relationship that you started
Yeah.
building with them early on, man. Um,
Yeah.
let's go. For someone who doesn't know, I want you to explain to them what the Chinn experience is. So someone watching is just watching. They saw I had another brother on the show tonight that had on red like me. They don't know what styling is. They don't know what image consulting or curating is. But there's something called the Chinn experience. I want you to just be able to break down for somebody that may be watching. And if you're watching right now and have experienced the Chinn experience, put in the chat how it went for you.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Honestly, the experience by itself, once I had that first consultation, I built the team. I have a dope photographer. Shout out to RJ. I got other photographers. Y'all know who y'all are. I'm not gonna start naming names because then you get in trouble that way. But I have a great lineup of MUAs, hairstylists, barbers, makeup artists, and it's pretty much a one-stop shop. Like, once they are in my hands, they have all you got to really do is show up, and then it's game time. When it's be it a photo shoot, an event, even if it's a flyer, a graphic, like it's really about the first initiation of the conversation, of the consultation, and then it's on and popping.
And it doesn't. What you do doesn't take a lot. It just takes you and a couple of riders who can consistently make it happen. Like you said, the Chinn experience is a whole team. It's not just me. It's actually a bunch of creatives working behind the scenes to produce something of such a huge magnitude that when you look at it, you're like, man, who's the team behind this shot? Or who's the team behind that shot? Just say yes, he'll do the rest. Reggie's pretty much summed it up. Just say yes and he'll do the rest. He got a whole line up waiting to Justin's waiting on you. Do you want to experience the Chinn experience? The team is waiting on you. The word of the night is, are you ready?
We waiting. Are you ready?
Are you ready? I want to ask you about the team, because when you were starting out, you didn't have that consistent team. How long did it take you to build? Now, okay, now I got some people with me that I know gonna ride and rock with me, but it took me a while. It took me to go through a couple sour apples to get to this bomb apple pie with vanilla ice cream on top of it. It took me a while, man.
We're still evolving.
And that's what we have to do. It's a continuous evolving because you can't set up a mediocrity when you're on this quest for greatness. It has to continue to switch some pieces out here and there, because at the end of the day, I'm at the head and you're gonna ride with me. We riding together. Okay, Shanice, I've experienced the Chinn, and oh my, the way that Justin cares about all of his clients is truly amazing. Thank you for everything. Someone put that in the chat about you. Tell me how that makes you feel, man.
That feels, listen, it like I said, it goes back to the whole ministry and why I do it. It's bigger than me. It's not just putting anybody in an outfit or any. It is literally, I just want to make people feel comfortable, confident, and just feel good about themselves. When you feel good about yourself, your day goes by like it's smooth sailing. Nothing. You got no cares in the world. It's just like, oh, I look good. I know I'm fly. So to add to someone's day or event, it makes me happy. Listen, it's a blessing. It's not for the faint of heart, though.
It's not for the faint of heart. Because if your prayer life ain't together, it's gonna make you develop one. Because some days you're gonna have to decide, do I want to pray, do I want to cuss? And if you catch me on the right day,
you might get both. But God is still good.
Get a little bit of
still
both
on the throne.
I'm trying to tell you, like, listen, like, people don't understand, like, even like me doing stuff like this is like, it's a lot about things that happen behind the scenes. But when you there's a lot that happens behind the scenes where people will never know unless you told them, which is why I wanted to do a show like this. We focus on that person right in the front, but It's the leg work behind the scenes. It's the leg work behind, getting them glammed up to go on the red carpet, or getting them in getting them dressed, and then behind the scenes at the Stellas, and they have a wardrobe malfunction and got to find a quick seamstress or someone to put it together, or those different types of things that just happen because of life. So there's so much that happens behind the scenes where people will never know unless people share their story. And it's, I love having people on my platform like this who are able to share out, kind of what they've gone through, how they've gotten there, and just the things they're continuing to work on. Diane says, I've been styled by J. Chinn. I told him the goal I wanted to achieve, and that's it. He spoke with everyone to make my vision come to fruition, from jewelry to color schemes, backgrounds, even the follow-up after the experience, follow up and follow through. Brother, you young, but you're doing a lot of great things, man. Let me tell you something. You are rocking with the best of them. I gotta have some fun with you while you're here. So I do this thing called top five. And so top five, give me 5 people that J. Chinn would love a chance to work with.
Oh, definitely Tracy Ellis Ross.
And we put it in the atmosphere, so when it happens, just let me know.
Right, Marlo Hampton. That's my girl. I love Marlo.
Tracy Ellis Ross, Marlo. Okay, I definitely see Marlo.
Listen, Method Man. He's been killing lately. I would like to a piece of that pie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think who else. Candy.
Tracy, got Marlo. Got Method Man, Candy Burris. Okay, that's 4. Give me one more. Try to pick another. If you can pick another dude, great. I mean, I'm gonna throw my name out there. I ain't like them yet, but one day I'm gonna have a J. Chinn experience. So I'm gonna be the alternate. But who's the fifth person?
Let's see. Oh yeah, come on. Boris Kojo.
Okay, yeah, Boris, classic, timeless. Yeah, I can see. Okay, so gosh, it's crazy because you said Boris, and I would have thought that you would have said like, what's that dude's name? Morris Chestnut or Lance Gross. And I'm only saying that because I've been watching Our Kind of People, and I can just see you in the mix of that.
That's my show.
Like the this show is bananas. Like the fashion and the wardrobe, Justin. I can just see you behind the scenes, like you as the costume design person on that show. Just because
we're gonna put that out there in the atmosphere, because
you're gonna be on a show one day, and you're gonna be like,
2022.
Calvin told me
I'm coming for a show this year.
This year, and the year just got started, so we're gonna put it out there. But I just see you doing stuff like that, man. Like seriously.
Yeah, that's the end goal too. So like costuming from major movies, like that's one of my goals.
I got you. I'm putting on my prayer wall for you. Okay. Let's go here. Out of 5. Justin, which one do you prefer for fashion, winter or summer? Which one is yours?
Summer.
And
for fashion or
for fashion.
For fashion. Okay. Winter.
Let's do both. Personally, summer. Fashion, you said winter. Now tell me why.
Yeah. Because you can do so much in the winter, layers upon layers, and just have more fun. Summer, it's hot, so you don't really want too much clothes on. So yeah, winter for fashion.
Gotcha. I'm trying to speak it, Chanel. We're gonna speak it. Okay, let's go. Justin, which one of you? Family and friends time, or just give me my alone time?
Oh, a little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Because when you in this field, sometimes you need to disconnect from everybody and everything and just recenter and refocus. So a little bit of both. But I love family and friends. I love a good laugh. I love good times. But sometimes I just need J. Chinn time.
Love it. Period. Ain't no other way to answer. You
do not disturb.
D&D. Period. Or as our kids at work say, purr. Which one do you prefer? Working on creative teams or working solo?
I love I like both.
Hmm.
Only because when you work on a team, like I like learning different things I
Yeah.
wouldn't try, things I should try, and stuff like that. So I like gleaming, but then sometimes I like that creative control. I'm just like, yeah, no, yeah. So I like both.
Got you.
Yeah.
No, and it's nothing wrong with that. And I get it. I'm an only child, so sometimes I love to work on teams. Other times, I'd rather just do it by myself to get the job done and keep the train moving. But sometimes I do prefer to work with a team of people, just
Hmm.
because. But if y'all can't get it done, just give it to me myself, and I'll take care of it and get it done myself. Okay.
For sure.
Um, these last two. Because it's fashion. Well, this next one because it's fashion. I just really wanted your take on it, on who you prefer. So I'm gonna throw this in here. God rest his soul, Andre Leon Talley or Anna Wintour. Which one would you?
I got some stuff to manifest. I'm not. Listen, both of them. I need to be at the Met Gala. So both of them.
And it's crazy. And the reason why I asked that question today when I was preparing for the show, I was reading an article about Andre and how he was saying how before he died, how you may have came across it, how he just didn't get invitation to the gala anymore because Anna had gone in a different direction and didn't. If we were friends, he didn't have the common courtesy to tell me this is the direction we were
Yeah.
going, and I just found out about it the day of, and that was wrong. So it's like I get where
Yeah.
he come from, but at the end of the day, they're both legends in their
Yeah.
own right. But it's like you
Yeah.
really, when you think about Vogue, you really can't, because no, I get it. Just let me ask Justin if he on the same page as me, and apparently we definitely are. So yeah, we good over there. And I gotta have some fun with this last one, so don't kill me. But it's age old question. Which one?
Brandy, please. I love Monica. She looking
Brandy,
fly. She looks amazing.
listen,
But Brandy,
she, she,
Brandy,
she,
me, please.
she ain't had a J Chin experience yet, but yeah, she's looking good,
We
but
can we, we can manifest that. Both of them.
it's together on another cover of Ebony magazine if you want to. Style by J
Hello,
Chin,
Essence,
Essence, Ebony,
Essence.
all of them. So,
Yeah,
brother, I just wanted to have some fun with you tonight, man. I appreciate you like saying yes.
I
I
appreciate
appreciate you
you.
coming
Yeah.
on. I just wanted you to take the time to because I can't let you get out of here without just sharing your heart. So there may be somebody watching who is an up and coming stylist, image curator, consultant, and I just want you to, if you feel led to just pour into them, share a word of encouragement or whatever, because I feel like you have a wealth of knowledge, even though you're so young, that someone definitely can benefit from. So I'm just going to step back for a second and let you go and flow and just do your thing.
Okay. Um. Well, I'll say this in regards to like to the day we're living in, as far as like the mental health and everything like that. Um. Like when I said earlier, the one day you're in, one day you're out. Um. If as a creative, not just fashion, a creative in general, we are created to create.
Mm-hmm.
The creator himself created us to create. And so on the days when you feel like you can't create, when you have writer's block or anything like that, take a moment, reset, and then come back to it. Um, I did some research and I looked at it's a lot of designers and people like Miss USA that took her own life not too long
Mm-hmm.
ago. A lot of people in the fashion industry alone have committed suicide. And in this industry, when you're not hot, when you're used to being hot, used to being
Mm-hmm.
called, used to always getting the bookings and stuff, and that stops, you stop.
Yeah.
So you have to be okay with if the phone don't ring, I'll pick something else up, or if I don't get another booking, I'm okay.
Right.
Once you get to that mindset, and as a creative, the first thing that's attacked is our mind. Like that's the first thing attacked because that's what we use to create. And so once you call out that devil, let's be clear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry. Once you call that
Yeah.
out, it's like. nothing can stop you once you understand that it's a mindset. Keep
Yeah.
going, keep pushing, push through, fight through. And there's nothing you can't do. Like with God on your side, listen, I'm church baby, you're gonna get church. With God on your side, there's nothing you can't do. So to all creators, keep going, keep pushing. And listen, if you need somebody to talk to, and another thing, a lot of times people be like, "Oh, why didn't they talk to so and so, or why didn't they say or reach out?" I would say to the people that's on the outside looking in, if we operate in agape love
Mhm.
and not judgmental, people will feel more comfortable with saying, "Hey, I'm hurting. Hey, today's not a good day."
Yeah.
That at the end of the day, it's like people why they take their own life, or why they had that suicidal thought. Sometimes when you feel by yourself and you feel as though if I were to go to my family, or if I were to go to somebody close to me, they'll be looking at me under a microscope, asking me like, just
Exactly.
embrace them with like genuine love, and like, hey,
Love.
I'm not here to judge you. I Listen, I'm going to sit here with you. We're going to cry, but we're not going to stay in this.
Mm-mm.
We're going to cry it out. It's okay to sit in your feelings, but after you have I'm gonna give you 20 minutes. Cry it out, sit in it, but then say, okay, enough is enough. I need to get up and keep on going. So that's my word for all creatives, because it gets hard. It's lonely sometimes. Most times, like I said, people don't ask you how you're doing. People
Yeah.
don't really care how you're doing. They care about the surface.
Yeah.
So you got to
That-
fight, push through, push through.
That's it. That's it. Reggie, you right about that picture. The devil mad and he's still ugly, so he trying to disrupt his flow because he was giving he was pouring. So it's crazy because brother, you said you shared some poignant points by saying at the end of the day you got to shake yourself off. You got to allow yourself that time to soak in it.
Yeah,
We're not gonna stay here. You're gonna get up, shake yourself off,
yeah.
shake your wig if you got to, put it back on, and let's go. Like we
Let's
got more things
go.
to do. This is on my itinerary, but it's not my destiny. We got to remember that no matter
Yes,
what we're doing in
yes.
life, yeah, there are gonna be low points and high points and whatever in between. But this is just on my itinerary. I'm still on my way to
Yeah,
destiny. So I thank you
yeah.
for sharing that tonight. But I thank you for coming on. I thank you for just being your genuinely authentic self. I love you, but I gotta
I
ask you
love
one more
you.
question before you get out of here.
Come
You
on.
gotta tell the
Let's
people
go.
what's next for you. How can they keep up with you?
So,
Well,
what's next?
I'm sorry. What you can share about what's next for you, because some people you probably can't say, and how can they keep up with you? Because I know you.
Um, right. So I'll start with, you can keep up with me. I am J Chin on everything. I just keep it simple. Instagram, Facebook, I am J Chin. If you want to book J Chin, book jchin at gmail.com. And what's next? I have a tug on my heart for creatives. So I'm working on some stuff for creatives, not just the creatives in the church, but the creatives worldwide. And I got some merch coming. And 2022 is game time. So yeah, yeah.
And it's funny you say this game time because I always tell people the pandemic gave us nothing but time. Something we say we don't have enough of.
Yeah,
We had the time to sit, reflect, recharge, recalibrate, rebrand, relaunch, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, brother, like you said, it's time. It's time. I'm
it's
riding with you.
time.
Whatever I can do to support you, whatever I can do
Same here.
to do to you got me on this end. I'm so proud of you.
Same here.
Keep grinding the way that you're doing, man. Thank you for the
Thank
lives
you.
you're continuing to touch. And y'all, this has been this week's episode of Dialogues with Doc with the amazing J Chin joining me. I'll be back next Wednesday for another amazing episode with another amazing guest. I will see you guys on next Wednesday at 8 p.m. See y'all next week.